Welcome to BBC Podcast. Tapping in with Tucci again. Got another after-hour show. Today, make sure that you check out the merch. We're going to lay everything out at the bottom. We'll have got leggings coming. I got 2 more styles of T-shirts and 2 more hoodies coming out. Go ahead and run the intro. Hand it over to JP.
Everybody make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let's introduce our lovely ladies. Start off with you, so your name, age, and city you live in.
So I'm Kat Harper. I am currently 25. Took me a second. That's a little worrisome. And I am from West Hollywood.
All right. Okay.
All right, I'm Cali. I'm 34. Also, we're in West Hollywood.
Okay. You guys born and raised or just live there currently?
I'm just currently living there.
Been there? Okay. Been there long?
About almost 4 years for me. I don't know about her.
I just moved out from Palm Springs, so I've only been in the area for about a year.
Okay.
So, a little interesting.
How do you like it?
There's got to be a big temperature difference.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, for a lot of you guys that don't know, man, Palm Springs is roasting. Like a cool, cold day is like 101.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like hell on earth, you know? It's wonderful. Love it.
For real.
Great.
Can't do that shit.
So being in Hollywood, you guys work in the industry or do you guys just live there?
We both a little bit work in the industry. I do modeling, I do makeup and YouTube, and then she's an artist. She's just getting into tattooing right now as well.
Yeah?
So
Yeah.
Okay.
we're both putting our feet in, and then we also have projects we're going to work on together.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Are you hiding ink right now?
Oh, definitely no.
Oh,
Actually, I have a phobia of needles. So in this process of being a tattoo artist, it's interesting because it's like overcoming your fear to a certain extent. So, but yeah, no,
You don't have no tattoos at all?
not yet. I plan on getting a few, but that's not going to be until I have connections in the actual industry so I can get them for free.
Smart one.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay. Anybody single? Relationships? Or?
I'm married, and you're engaged, right?
Oh my God, no.
Oh, okay,
I
so
have
she's
been
in a relationship
That may sound like it's a
and
bad thing.
She said, oh my God, no.
I have been in a very loving relationship for about 3 years now. So
Is it a back and forth thing or like you guys been with each other the whole time? Like no taking breaks?
full time. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Stable.
Shit, congrats.
That's what's up.
For real.
That's rare.
How long you been
No.
married?
5 years.
5 years.
How do you like it?
I love it. It's amazing.
How long?
Huh?
How long you guys been together the whole time?
We were
or?
married for 5 years, been together for 6.
Okay, so we're married right away then.
No, we were together for about a year and
About
a
you?
half
Okay.
before we got married.
Okay. You think that was long enough?
Yeah.
You think like
'Cause-
in the marriage as along like by year 2 or 3 you're still learning new stuff about each other?
Definitely, yeah. But that's the thing. We came in both just being honest, like cards on the table. This is me. This is what I bring to the table. And we came together and just building from there.
Okay. And your current met through a friend, social media, dating app?
I was actually his barista.
What?
Yeah. So,
yeah?
you know, just like a old Lifetime movie rom-com scenario for the most part. So, yeah. But honestly, her relationship is like, you know, what I eventually want to get to because like you guys are adorable.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are
That's so sweet.
absolutely adorable.
So from outside looking in, does they look like they're on honeymoon stage?
Oh, they've been in the honeymoon stage
Yeah?
since they've been married, but it's like a good thing, obviously.
Okay, looks like we got some different ladies on the panel.
Totally different from what we're used to
All
getting.
right, so we'll back it up maybe about a couple years for you, and I say, dang, we have to back it up like 7 years for you. Most of the questions, I mean, we'll get into some relationship stuff, but most of the stuff is about modern day dating. It's just women being single. Like, you met your husband You always knew him? He was always a friend? Or?
No, so we're both models, odd enough.
Okay.
And we met at a photo shoot that we both were not going to go to and decided to go at the last minute.
Okay.
And neither of us were looking to date at the time. We kind of just met and connected, and then that was it. Neither of us were looking. We were both just trying to focus on ourselves and just connected.
Okay. So do both of your significant others know that you guys are here doing the podcast?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, for
okay.
sure.
No, we get some that
Yeah, we
don't
always
tell,
get girls
don't
that
say
don't tell.
nothing, lie to come here.
I was about to say, for why? Like,
I know.
what's the reason?
It speaks on their relationship.
Yeah.
If you got to lie. If you got to lie to come to do the podcast, then yeah.
I've had people do the most just to so their significant other didn't know they were here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Until they see it on YouTube.
All right.
I
Well,
don't understand it, but hey.
all right. First, we're gonna get to like nowadays. Say per se, like if you're married. I mean, if you're before getting married and being in a relationship, is like when you're getting a woman's phone number as a woman you're speaking on, and just in general, not yourself. How long is too long to reach out, and how long is too short to get in contact with a person once you give the phone number? You being a woman, when do you, like, in general, how most women expect, what's a good timeline? How long is too long? How long is too short? Like, yeah, he hit me up too soon.
I'm going to be honest with you. If I give you that number the first day, I'm going to expect a text either that night or the next day in the morning. Just something. I need to see that you're interested.
Okay.
Otherwise, you know what? You want to hit me up 2 days later? I'll get back to you in 2 to 3 business days.
Oh,
Don't
so
worry
you
about
return the
that.
favor then.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I don't want to be petty like that, but at the end of the day, if I wasn't a priority to you and, you know, you didn't want to hear from me, I gave you my number, I gave you that chance. Like, I don't think highly of myself to the point where I would be that snobby and like completely ignore. But like, again, you know, you want to play that game, I'll get back to you. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Makes sense.
How about yourself?
Yeah, I completely agree. Personally, yeah, you need to hit me by that day or the next day, like 48-hour window.
So within 48 hours, okay.
Yeah.
So what if he
because-
met you somewhere out at night and he got your number? He only has until the morning to hit you up, or he can hit you up the next night?
No, the next night, like
Okay.
the next night, like
Like,
that's
nah,
okay.
I pencil it in for the full 48.
Okay.
Don't trip.
All right. So real quick, how fast is too soon? Like, hey, this dude's like weird.
Like 5 minutes.
Oh my God,
Or
yeah.
or right after you get the
After you
number.
get
I've
them.
had guys do that. They're like, oh, I just wanted to make sure it was you. Like, really?
Or when they call you right
Oh,
in front
okay.
of you.
Okay,
Oh my
just to
God.
make sure you're not giving the wrong number.
They're like,
Okay.
or they'll be like, oh, here, give me your number, and then they'll call. Oh, here, now you have my number.
Okay.
But I didn't ask for you.
Yeah. So does that automatically, if he's thinking that you gave him a wrong number, he doesn't have confidence, does that like throw you off and like, it's a turn off, like that he even thought that?
It can be, but at the same time, all people do nowadays is lie. So I understand.
So you don't blame 'em?
I don't blame them. So I get it.
Okay. What about for you?
Go ahead and repeat it one more time.
Like, so if he questions you like on the phone number that you gave him, like, oh, let me call you real quick to make sure that you gave me the number, is that a turn off for you? That he thought
That
you were lying?
he's verifying that it was actually you.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, here's the thing. So as a woman in this day in society, I personally get very anxious. And the thing is, when you reject a man regardless, you know, or something like that, or if you want to give them a fake number because you feel uncomfortable in the situation and you want to get away from it, you know, when they fact call you and then they do call cap on you, because yeah, that was the case. Like, is it going to be worse to tell them to their face, like, I wanted no part of this, sorry. Or, and at the end of the day, like, here's a situation, like, if something like that were to happen in front of me and they were to call me just to verify, stuff like that, like, that's a little weird, you know? Go away.
Yeah.
So,
Just like, go away.
because it's happened,
I
you
get
know?
I get you.
It's happened.
That's hilarious.
So being in that, like, creeps and just guys in general, just being weirdos. Why do you think women in general mostly still show interest and still give the phone number out and just flake on them knowing that they had no intention? Why even give the phone number out?
Why not just be
Why,
honest with them and tell them, like, I'm not
slash
interested?
nowadays the speedy does social media. Why even give out like any type of contact communication?
Because you don't know how they'll react. Because, you know, I have had men where it's like if I give them a fake number or something like that and it's not the real thing, I'm still going to reject them. So, like, it's, you know, and you have people who will act, like, angrily if you don't give them
Have you guys had
stuff.
that situation?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to work at Universal. That place is filled with some very creepy, shady people.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So, I mean, you know,
Can you give us the last incident?
there was a situation where I was walking up a stairwell and this guy called me from afar and he goes like, hey. And I'm thinking to myself, you're talking to somebody else. I'm going to keep on going.
Oh, so you kept on going?
Exactly.
Okay.
And so he finally like catches me on the stairwell, just him and I. And he's just like, hey, you know, I saw you from across the parking lot. You know, I just feel like we're destined to be.
Interesting.
The fuck? Yeah. So in my situation, I gave him my number because I had no idea if he would be the type to
So you
react
actually
with
did it
anger,
you did it out of fear.
fear. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
How often
That's
do you
a
think,
change.
out of 10 situations, women in general, how often do you think that happens to women, that they do it out of, so this guy doesn't get mad?
I mean, probably a lot. I've talked to a few girls.
Maybe half? Like maybe 5 girls do it out of fear?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I just don't want to deal with it. Here's the thing,
Yeah.
like, he's going to be creepy regardless. He's going to eventually, like, continue finding me somehow in person. If I give him my number, he'll be away momentarily, and then I can block him later.
Okay.
So-
I see that.
Yeah. But, I mean, we're in a day and age where you
Defensive
really...
mechanism.
Yeah, and you don't know how these guys will react half the time. Like, it sucks.
That's crazy.
But, yeah.
So what about for you?
One more time, repeat the question because I was caught up in her conversation. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. Why do girls nowadays give out their phone number knowing that they had no intentions of even like hitting the dude up? They knew that they weren't going to respond or probably block them.
Sometimes it's a confidence booster. Like, hey, I still got it. They still
Attention?
want my number. Yeah, wanting attention. Or it's just, okay, let me just give them the number so you can go away or leave me alone. Because half the time when guys ask you for their number, it's not just a one-time ask. It's, oh, hey, let me get your number.
So they bugging.
Yes, every time. Or it's like, oh, no, I'm good or I'm okay or no. Oh, hey, well, fuck you then. Like, oh, okay.
Oh man.
That's why I can't take it. You're stronger than I am. I just... I give them my number and walk away.
Yeah,
and
so
hope for
and
the best.
you're just like, it's easier for you.
Just not to deal with that confrontation right then and
Competition. Okay.
there. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Damn.
Okay. Is it better for men to ask for your social media or for ask for your phone number?
I'm going to let you answer this.
Okay.
I already talked my mouth. I'm just gonna...
Easier
Get back.
for social media or your number. That's kind of difficult because a lot of times...
What shows more interest? Like you're taking the guy more serious. Like I think, okay, he's really trying to get to know me.
Either one, but also I've noticed a lot of times the apps, you can find someone's number through the app.
You gotta be on
If
some
you
detective shit.
if you do enough digging, you'll know how to do it. But the phone number definitely seems more like, okay, maybe you want to get to know me more, because a lot of people, sometimes people don't even check their inbox or DMs or whatever on social media. They have it for more or less their business or for influencing or sharing pictures or whatever. So definitely getting the phone number would definitely be more like, oh, yeah, they're interested in, maybe.
Okay.
I think for me, it's more like I'm okay with people asking for my Instagram, something like that. Like, honestly, here's the thing. If you want to be in my life, if you want to be my friend, go ahead and look at all the crazy that you're in store for, you know?
Okay.
So
So you think it's more like social media is like a brochure to let you know what you're getting into?
for the most part, yeah. And I try to remain like private. So even with that, you know, people don't really get my social media unless I actually have that, like, I know them a little bit. So like if a guy were, and let's say back to when I was single, if a guy were to walk by me a few times, I were to see him, you know, we wave at each other. We already have like something going on there. If one day he came over to me and asked me for my Instagram, all right, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how would you ladies rewind it, if you're single, how would you let the guy know that you're interested?
You want to go or do you want me to go?
It's up to you.
It depends on the situation. Like, if I see the guy and I like him, or if I'm feeling whatever vibe he's giving off, I'll go up to him and ask for his number. I've done it plenty of
Like
times.
literally cold.
Yeah, I've done it plenty of times and have gotten rejected plenty of times.
What the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's
'Cause-
crazy. Can you give us
They
an
reject,
example?
yeah, they rejected you because of what?
One of the guys rejected me. Well, he said he rejected me because he said I, one, reminded him of one of his exes, and then two, that I reminded him, no, he said, you remind me of my ex and you look like my sister or something really
Wow.
weird like that. I
Very
was like,
interesting.
okay, you could have just
Okay.
said I wasn't interested.
Yeah, for real, for real.
Another situation, I had a crush on this guy. He made it seem like he liked me, of course, like guys do sometimes.
Real quick, is this in the workplace or like, where's this at?
This was in high school.
Oh, high school. Okay.
And me being ballsy and gutsy, I'm just like, the worst thing he could say is no. Shoot your shot.
Okay.
Let's go, Callie. Come on, just go. So I go. We a little flirty back and forth for a little while, and I try to get his number. Basically, long story short, he was like, "Oh, I'm not looking for a relationship, this and that." But then a week later, he's in a relationship with someone else. But he could have just said he was not interested in me like that, or I wasn't his type. Like, why couldn't you just say that?
Okay, I can see that.
That's crazy.
Rare, but
Yeah.
So we're basically just talking about how you would pursue somebody if you were
Yeah.
single.
Mm-hmm.
So
Or how would you let him know you're interested?
speaking from experience as a barista,
Uh-oh.
I've had incidences where maybe somebody has caught my eye and I'll write on the back of a pastry bag. That's actually how I got my guy now.
That's crazy.
So,
So you initiated?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Well, I tried to. I mean, here's the thing. I've also been rejected. There's a point in time where I was around 200 pounds, and I kid you not. Yeah.
Props to that.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I've tried. And we're still working on it, so we're getting there. But long story short, obviously there's something called, pretty privilege for the most part.
Yeah. I
Oh,
understand
yeah.
that.
And
For
I
sure.
kid you not, there's no such thing as a fat man, but there's definitely such a thing as a fat girl.
Why you think that?
What?
Because I kid you not, the guy I'm dating now, he's a bigger man.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's always complimented him on how he looks, his face, stuff like that. When I was heavier, I had people literally fat shame me on the side of the road.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
surprisingly.
This is where Palm Springs? Or?
No, this is out here.
Oh, in LA?
My first year.
I can see. I
Yeah.
can see. LA.
I can see LA. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
see LA.
crazy. You guys are wonderful. No,
This ain't
it's not
LA.
even LA. Yeah, it's San Bernardino. But
Oh.
back to the main question real quick. I mean, if it's at a party, though, or something like that, I don't know if it's a liquid courage, but I will walk up to them and be like, hey,
Okay.
I like you. You're cool. And then that's about it. They'll give me their number. And
Yeah,
then
but I'm saying
that's-
you're acknowledging it so that way he knows you're interested, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally different group than what we're
Yeah.
used to.
Just real quick, she shared hers. Can you share one of your turn downs from a guy?
Turn downs for a
Like
guy.
one of your rejections.
Yeah, any rejections?
Uh-oh.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I have a few. I'm trying to think, though, real quick. I did.
And this is post working out, right? Or pre working out?
So I've always had fluctuations.
Okay.
This is probably back when I was in my hot girl era, which was 145. I'm not far off from that now, but it's I had platinum blonde hair. Everyone was sucking on my dick for the most part. Don't know why, but okay, go for it. But long story short, I did have this one guy who I was seeing, and he was very religious and everything. And I thought, wow, this guy is really going to put a ring on it, and we're going to go ahead and change and all that kind of stuff and, start a new life, whatever. He ended up rejecting me, getting with my best friend.
Whoa.
And then my best friend went ahead and told me that I was just too free-spirited for him.
What?
Yeah. So.
Dang.
When was it her place to
Yeah.
tell you that? What the hell?
Oh,
That's good.
I mean, she still told me. So, I mean, at
Jesus
least that's
Christ.
closure. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where if he truly thought I was free-spirited, then, welcome to the real world. There's a lot more people who are a lot crazier than I am. So.
Man, that's crazy. All right, next question is going to be, give us, you can take this on a personal thing, 2 tips where you can give the guys 2 tips. How do you play hard to get?
Oh my God.
You're so much better at that than I am.
What's a sign of you playing hard to get?
Not trying as much. Like if I'm pre-marriage, when I would, pursue guys or guys would pursue me or whatever, I would try not to put myself out there so much because I was very, very, very big-hearted person. I would fall in love easily. It was terrible. It was really bad. But yeah, I would just try not to try as hard. Like, don't text as much, don't call as much. Try to put a little distance in between me and that person. Even if they were giving me all the signs that they were all in, I would still do that. And also in a little way to protect myself, because from past experiences, I was just like, okay, guys would always reel you in, say the nice things, do the nice things, learn about you, what kind of guy do you want, this and that, and then either meet someone new or pull the rug up under you and ghost you or not talk to you. So just not try as much.
Have you had any instances where playing the hard to get role has backfired?
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time.
Give a situation on
all
that.
the time. So I'll try to come, meet the person initially, try to come off very confident, likable, bubbly, try to show them a little bit of myself initially so they, they see a little bit of that, to try to, reel them in a bit. And I thought it was working for like a couple of weeks, and then I pulled back a little, quit texting as much, quit calling as much. Me not thinking they were doing the same thing 10 times worse. Like they would low-key kind of ghost me for a couple of days and then come back and then try to be like, oh, let's go hang out, let's go do this. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. Thinking that, with my big heart, oh yeah, okay, maybe they're just busy, it's just life. No. It was always someone else. Every time. The one time playing hard to get worked in my favor was when I met my husband. I did not talk to him as much when we initially met. I was in the conversation with everybody, but I wouldn't really speak unless I was spoken to, or if the question was asked individually to me, then I would respond. I wouldn't really be my normal bubbly self. And for the first time, that worked. He was like, oh, why isn't she talking to me? What did I do? Did I say something? Is there something on my face? Because everybody was all talking and everybody was vibing, and I was just like, oh, hey. I would jump in the conversation, then jump out, jump in, jump out, kind of just be in my own world, jump in and jump out. And for some reason, it worked.
Okay.
You should tell them the full story. It's super cute. It's honestly super cute.
So he came with something romantic? Share it.
Yeah, so I didn't know that he was feeling me the way I was feeling him, in the car and everything, because he came in the car and all of us girls, of course, were like, damn, he's so fine, this and that. We get his social media. Of course, I pull up the social media, scroll through it. I'm like, oh my God, this is what you look like? Because he looked like a masterpiece, okay? No, not even trying to be extra. Wow. But yeah, he looked amazing, and I was just like, I gotta have that. And I was just like, okay, no, just wait, don't do that, because I would always do that. I would romanticize, push myself, oh, what if this, what if that? That's the hopeless romantic in me. But yeah, that whole situation was crazy. And on his end, he was like, oh, I have to get to know her. Why is she not talking to me? So I guess having a little bit of mystery worked in my favor.
So besides having the mystery, how do you think you competed with the other women that also obviously had the same, first sight that you had?
That was the thing. In that situation, both of the other girls were in relationships, so I didn't really have to worry like that. But at the same time...
Played into your favor.
Yeah. But at the same time, he wasn't really looking to date, and neither was I. So we initially exchanged social media because I knew photographers in the area, and he was trying to build his portfolio. So that's how the friendship started.
Networking.
And yeah, networking. And then I started catching feelings, and my friend actually pointed out to me. They're like, no, you love this guy. I'm like, no, we've only hung out like however many times. No. No, I did. I was in love and didn't know.
Okay. So between you two, how would you say, what are 2 ways that you show a guy that you're not interested, besides giving out the fake number?
I can answer this one, don't worry.
Turn off. I got this.
So half of the time I will legit say something really rude and uncalled for. So something along the lines of like, I kid you not, there was this one guy that came into my Starbucks multiple times, like for months. And he was asking me to get a sandwich with him, which is so weird. Like, I don't even know from where. Like,
Sorry.
it's so weird. Like,
Would you like to grab a sandwich?
He said, "Get a sandwich."
Yeah, a sandwich.
Man, you corny!
so long story short, I eventually came up to him in front of my whole team. I was a supervisor at the time at Starbucks. And I said, Miles, I don't want the PB&J your mom made you, okay?
Jesus Christ.
And I walked away.
I'm like, so what about the tuna fish?
Slow it down! I just dissed you!
And so it's things like that. Like, I used to close the window on guys if they would ask for my number at the drive-thru and just walk away. I would give the drive-thru order to like the biggest, tallest, hairiest guy in there, and I'd be like, you know, Johnny, you have to go serve them. Like, I'm sorry, you gotta go. So, not gonna say I have fun with it, but sometimes when somebody comes to you with that like arrogant confidence and boost where they think that money can buy like anything, the women, whatever, it's one of those things where like, please humble yourself. Like, please remember, you know, money can't buy you everything.
Totally different from
Real quick, yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ.
But real
Most
quick,
like shit. I want the money.
let me ask you ladies this: do you guys see a lot of guys? Let's rate him. A guy at a 5. He's rated a 5. Appearance, how he looks, the way he dresses. Do a lot of guys shoot out of their range and reach for girls that are like 8s and 9s?
You want to go first?
No, that's all you know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
They can.
No, do you see them do it often? More or less, do they do it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She's
they
like,
do.
oh, yeah.
So, I'm going to
Hell
say
yeah.
this little side story.
Okay,
So
good.
one of my coworkers, he seen this girl. She's beautiful. Instagram model.
Hold on,
quality.
no, real quick. What is he? What would you rate him?
Him?
Is it the one I'm thinking of?
I think so.
Oh, jeez.
Well, what would you rate him? What would you rate
Yeah, I was
him?
about to
wanna
ask
see
her
his different
too.
rating.
Oh,
It's a one that starts with a J, right?
a G.
G?
Yeah.
G. Is he the new one that got hired after I left?
I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy, he's hot. He's
Okay.
hot.
Okay. You
He
give
looks
him
good.
a 8, 9?
If I didn't know him,
Yeah, if you didn't know him.
I'd give him a 9.
Huh?
If I didn't know him, but I know him.
Okay.
So
Does his
he gets a
personality bring?
7.
Okay.
He
I
gets
was
a
gonna say,
7
does the
'cause I know
personality
him.
brings him down some
Shit.
point?
Yeah.
Okay.
2
what about-
points.
Is it the black hair? The long black hair guy?
No.
Shit, so I don't know this guy,
Oh, okay.
but half the guys that she works with, they're like
Okay.
a solid.
Hold on,
I
let her
think
show
she's
you
about
the-
to show you a
yeah.
picture
Yeah,
right
Oh.
now.
pull
Okay,
it
thank
up. It's
Exhibit A.
sorry guys.
Oh man, this is hilarious.
So, like, what women do you normally?
Him.
Oh.
She said, off of that facial expression,
Obviously, we have
what
separate
what
tastes.
would
that's
you
different
rate
taste.
him?
So we do have separate tastes, like she just said. In my personal opinion, I would think that he's like a solid 4.
Damn.
I'm
Whoa.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Shit.
Do you guys want
Yeah.
to see who we're talking about?
I'll look. I don't give a
Let me
fuck.
see. Let me see.
Okay.
4 to
Don't
a
say
9.
their
That's
name.
a 5-point
I'm
gap.
being mean. I know I am.
Don't say their name or anything
That's
because
a
I don't
five-
want
that's a
anyone coming
5-point
for me.
gap.
But he's a model as well.
If I seen him out, I would say it depends on how he was dressed. I'd probably say I would give him, if he would have to be like straight business attire dress,
Yeah.
and then I'd maybe give him a 7, maybe. But if he was like in like hoodie
4 or
and all,
5.
yeah, nah, like a 4 or 5
I was
on a
about
guy's
to say.
standard.
Interesting.
I'll let you finish the story though.
Okay. So sorry. So he went for this Instagram model type. You know, she is pretty. She's cute, short, model type, Instagram model body, and She's the type, let's just say, like, textbook version, guys throw money at, fall for, I'll buy you a car, I'll buy you a house. Like, she's pretty.
Okay.
And she gets hit on all the time. When she would come to the day job at that time, she would low-key try to tell us that she doesn't like to talk to people. But then in my head, I'm like, well, don't come outside looking so cute or good. Then people won't want to talk to you.
So you're saying she doesn't like to be addressed, but she likes the attention.
I guess, because you come...
No, a lot of girls do that.
You come with
Like
a full
my
face
picture,
of makeup
just don't
on
talk
just to
to me.
sweat it off.
That's how I am. So,
But he tried to holler at her, and he was like, oh, when are you going to let me take you out to hibachi or however he worded it?
He just offered this the higher price meal.
And
Huh?
I don't know if he said it in a joking way or what, but she laughed in his face,
Damn.
got her stuff, and walked out. And ever since then, he's kind of been a little salty. But you know what I mean? Like, you can't really blame him. She could have just been like, oh, no. Or she could have just been like, oh, you're funny. Or, you know, she could have been a little nicer. But,
I mean, loss is a loss. You gotta take it.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
Nice or unnice, it's an L at the end of the day.
yeah, facts.
You got a story about a guy shooting a shot that was way out of his range? It could even be to you.
oh, I actually have the best one. Hold up.
Shit, I got evidence. I got receipts. Hold on.
Wow.
Well, I don't know if I ever even told you.
I don't think you did, because I would remember.
Okay.
You might remember when I show you the photo.
Oh, okay.
So, long story short, so back in Palm Springs, I was a supervisor at the Reserve Starbucks. And so at that Reserve Starbucks, we have like a lot of crazy stuff that happens because it's in downtown Palm Springs. That's where all like, you know, the crackheads go there to get water. So you have like the people getting water, and then you also have like the rich, you know, obnoxious people who are screaming at you for a frappuccino, you know? And so this one time I was closing up and I'm going to the back of the store, and tell me why I see in like spray paint on the mirror, somebody wrote cat is hot or something like that.
What
right?
the hell?
And I was freaked out. At first I laughed,
crazy.
right? Because I was just like, how do you respond to that? Like, and so I start laughing because I'm like, ah, ha, ha, it's funny. And then a month later, it hits me, and I'm like, "That is so fucking weird."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, a month later.
You know, the reaction time's a little bit slow on that.
Oh, hold up. So I found the photo. It's on my art page. Cat fine as hell.
Yeah, that's giving creepy. Creeper.
And so I thought it was cute. So of course, like little photo moment, you know. And then I'm like squeeging it off, and I'm thinking to myself, like, "Ooh, that's a little worrisome." But you know what? We'll come back to that. And so a month later, this homeless guy comes in.
Oh, don't
And
tell me it was him.
Really?
It was him.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wow. He remembered you and everything?
He remembered me.
He was really shooting his shot. He was like, fuck it, I ain't got nothing to lose.
He said, "Do you have a phone number?" And I said, like, "Yes, I have a phone number,
I
but
gave him the store number. Yeah, it's right here on the wall.
well, here's the thing.
It's on the receipt.
Here's the best thing. He literally says, "Well, don't worry. I can go ahead and call you when I get a phone." And I'm thinking to myself, like,
What the what?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I go back to my team and everything, and my team is just standing there, and they're just like, "Who is that?" And I was just like, "Oh, that was Morph, the guy who signed off on that little, like, spray paint back there."
That's crazy.
And I kid you not, like, for the next month, we were just looking out for this guy because we were scared that he was
Often
going
did
to
he come
tag
in?
more stuff. He came in frequently to get water.
Wow.
So,
He wasn't coming in for the water.
oh. But yeah, so
He wanted a drink, but it wasn't the water.
I had to reject him, obviously. So, felt bad about that because, you know, the poor guy, he's already out there in 130-degree heat. But, like, you know what? A girlfriend, just not the time, bro.
That's
Sorry.
a hell of a place to be a bum.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So, next question would be, you guys can answer because you guys are in relationships. What do you do? Well, so let me ask you this. I say on attraction wise, not he doesn't even have to talk to other women. On attraction wise, do you think a lot of women hit on your man?
You can answer this one better than I can. Like,
Yeah, they
You
do.
think so?
And guys do too, because he's told me. Like, at the gym,
Interesting.
Really?
yeah, guys will hit on him at the gym.
I've never.
In the locker room. Like,
okay.
The guys be
don't do
bold
that
out
to me.
there.
Wow.
Don't
They
do
be
that to me.
bold.
Yeah.
And
Hollywood is
another YouTuber was actually checking him out in the locker room, and I'm not going to say his name,
Okay.
but yeah, it was
Interesting.
crazy, and I'm like, oh, that's creepy.
All right.
Okay.
All right, that's different.
What about for you?
She's looking shocked. She's like, what the fuck?
Well,
did you
because like
say?
that's crazy. I've seen her
I can't
guy.
remember if I told you.
No, you did not
who-
tell me
okay,
that. Is it the one that I watch?
No.
Okay,
it's
'cause-
someone that I watched that I haven't told you about.
I was about to say, last time I put my guy on, you were a little
they?
salty about it, so I was curious for a second. No.
Is he? Would you say does he have a lot of subs?
The YouTuber?
YouTuber?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Really?
He has subs and he has pull, so that's why I'm not saying his name.
So he has subs and he's based out of L.A. All right.
We're gonna talk later about that.
Oh yeah, we will.
Curious.
We'll talk in the car.
Yeah, but
What type of content does he do?
Oh yeah, no, I can't say that.
Trying to get something out. So
I can't because that's.
It was this mother.
Okay, put it this way: is he known for dating guys?
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh, okay. All right. It wouldn't be bad.
he's not down low or anything.
Oh, okay, okay. I said that's the only thing I
no.
think that would be.
That's
bad.
why I was like, let me find out who the hell this is. Like, oh shit, all right.
Okay.
yeah, no, but back to the question. My boyfriend is actually like, he's very sweet. He's very handsome to me, at least. He's himself doesn't see it, so he never notices when girls hit on him. He gets hit on frequently. He just doesn't notice it. That's why I'm there to mad dog them. Because, you know.
Have girls ever hit on him in front of you?
Oh, yeah.
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 Tell him the story you told me about
The girl who was
at
laughing.
the job
Wait, which one?
at the you were saying that was
She was taking pictures?
What the fuck?
Oh my God. Thank you for reminding me. Jesus Christ. I would have forgotten. I was going to say something a lot lamer. No, so I was recently working at the Oscars, and there was some girl who was like there, and I guess she didn't know that my boyfriend and I were dating. We were both working. And so
Does she know him personally? Or-
no. And I don't even know this girl, but you know what? She's acting like my best friend. And for the time being, for an 8-hour shift, that's not that bad. Whatever. I can go with that. And so she, at the end of our shift, started taking photos. And I wasn't thinking much of it because I thought to myself, like, you know what? You want to take some selfies? Like, that's cute. Do your thing. Whatever. And later on that night, she messages me. And she says, like, oh my God, you and Hunter are together? I had no idea. Like, that's so crazy. Let me just send you the photos that I took of him because I didn't know that you guys were, like, together, like a thing.
So she was just taking pictures of him just for herself?
Yes.
And regardless, if
Wow.
you send me the pictures, they're still in your phone, stupid.
I'm not.
right.
Like, what, the
Man.
what is that gonna
And,
do?
like-
Just show me more that you're more of a fucking creep? Like, what the
And like, let me tell you now, I love my boyfriend so much, and like, he's very photogenic. But like, these photos were not top tier. Like, they were just him being like that, and I was just like, what are you
texting
gonna
her back
do with
like, take
those?
better
Yeah.
pictures. What the fuck?
But no,
Wow,
she yeah, she was all over my man. She was like
Wow.
apparently saying stuff behind my back. I had no idea. So interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well, I guess that falls into, since you guys as men both get hit on, what do you think that about yourselves keep him in check, not tempted to cheat? What do
You
you-
could go first.
What
What
do
do
you
you guys
What do you
do?
supply
Yeah.
that he can't get from another woman?
Okay. So in his last relationship, he had a very manipulative girl who, you know, literally used him just for his money and everything. She could have cared less about him as a person. She could have cared less about him as anything. She was just a source of he was just a source of income to her. I know personally, I am that type of person who, when he was going to phlebotomy school, I was working full-time plus overtime in order to support us both.
Okay.
So,
what's up.
yeah, I mean, money honestly is just like, it's a momentary thing. You can always get more, you can always get less, but at the end of the day, all you have is you, yourself, the people who you love, you know, your animals, stuff like that. So like, everything else will fall into place. It's one of those things where I reassure him all the time. I tell him we're okay. I give him the support he needs. You know, if he's had a long day, sit on the sofa. Let's talk about it. Let's watch some TV. You know, let's calm yourself down. And then, if anything, I'll make you dinner.
Okay.
So,
So it sounds like you're bringing peace to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
And support.
try.
Yeah, that's good.
sweet. I love that.
You've seen how
Such a
crazy
good
he can be.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead though.
I pretty much most of the same thing, but I'm gonna bring you peace and love on a level that you have never had before. Number one, I'm gonna let you know and make you feel that when you come home, this is your safe space. You don't have to play with me. You don't have to act. You can let your guard down. You can cry. You can get mad. If something's bothering you, sit down and tell me. Like, I do my best to give the people that I'm with or dating at the time the love and safe space that they don't have anywhere else.
Okay. So mainly like support that, like, you like, no matter what, you're open minded, you're not gonna be judgmental, like how he's having a bad day. How many times can he cry in front of you though before you question it?
As much as he wants. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. We all have emotions. We all have childhood trauma we're trying to heal or need to heal as adults. Until people realize that it's a team effort, it's not me against you, it's us against everything else, including family, then everything is fine.
Okay. And you guys' relationships, are you guys 50-50 or does your man take the leadership role?
You can go first, or do you want me to
They
go
both
first?
looked at each other like, what?
We talked about this one in the car.
We did.
Don't worry.
We did. We talked about this one a little bit.
I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where, like, so right now I'm in tattoo school.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, first trade tattoo school ever out in LA, I guess. I don't know. It feels like a scam, but we're doing it. So,
Roll with it. Fuck it.
nah, but it's one of those things where it's like in our times, like within our times of our lives, whatever, together, stuff like that, of course, there's always going to be somebody either providing more or, you know, somebody who's in school to eventually provide more. And so in my relationship, for sure, it's always going to be like we try to maintain 50-50. But obviously with him going into phlebotomy and myself, like, you know, doing a tattoo, whatever, of course there's going to be a little bit of a change there. But at the end of the day, I will still go out. I will still try and like work, you know, culinary jobs, temp jobs, stuff like that, just in order to like give him a paycheck and be like, hey, you know, we're in this 50-50, you know. Of course, it's not as much as I want to give, but, you know, I'm here for you. So 50-50.
Okay.
So
That's what's up.
But at the end of the day, who calls the shots? You guys have same bank account or you got separate bank accounts?
So we have separate bank accounts because, like, honestly, we're not married yet. We're not anything like that. And I like my money. So I don't want to say that I wear the pants in the relationship, but what I will say is we always have a conversation over every decision. And then we come to a, you know, agreed upon place.
Would he make a decision financially without you?
No. Never.
Okay.
It's like at the end of the day, I love my boyfriend a lot, but he's a car guy. So you guys know how car guys
No,
can
I understand.
be.
We hear it all the time with the, how much is it? Okay, let me talk to the wife real quick.
Oh, yeah. We get that every day.
In our situation, though, I've always told him, like, whenever it comes to something like that, though, I don't want him to feel panic when he calls me. Because, like, at the end of the day, he won't want to tell me. So I've always told him, like, just be forthcoming. If it's, like, an absolutely outrageous paint job that you got on your car, let's go ahead and talk about it before you do it so we can go ahead and financially be secure
Prepare
before
for
it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, it's one of those things where, again, and I want a marriage like that. Like, I don't want to have things hidden away from each other. I don't want to see, like, a huge thing of money missing from my account because I kid you not, I'm coming after you. I don't care who you are. Like, exactly. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
50-50.
Oh, okay.
So what about you?
I like that.
How
Who
about
runs the
yourself?
pants? Who wears the pants?
And pants.
Truth
yeah.
moment, no relationship is 50-50, everyone. No relationship. One person is going to be doing more than the other. If it's financially, if it's physically, if it's at home, no relationship is 50-50. So let's just make that clear.
Okay.
Decision making is a team effort, but I will say this. My husband is a lot more, how do you say, experienced in the world than I am. So some things, yes, I will take a step back and let him
you
take
trust
the
him to
reins
make the
on,
choice.
because he knows more about whatever the situation is, whatever we're dealing with. He knows more about that. So I don't mind taking a step back. You make that decision, because I don't know anything about that. But if it's to something that affects both of us, no, we're coming together and making that decision together. Sometimes, no, we're not on the same page with the decision. And sometimes we'll be like, okay, well, I know you don't want me to do this, or I know this is going to impact us a certain way, but I'm just going to bite the bullet and do this, and we'll just figure it out later or worry about it when the time comes.
Okay.
But bill-wise, whoever makes the most, they're paying the rent or the mortgage. And then whichever person isn't paying the rent or mortgage, they're paying for the food and utilities. And then whatever other money we have together, we use as needed. Yes, we do have a joint bank account, but also he has his other account, and then I have my little prepaid card account. So we have combined money, and we have our own money, because sometimes we want to surprise each other. He's surprised me with trips. I've surprised him with gifts. Like, we really tried to make it a team effort. We came together and started the relationship with a team mindset. So that way we know we're not butting heads. We're not fighting each other. We literally barely ever fight. We did have one really bad argument once, but that was pretty much it. For the most part, we just come together and talk about everything.
Is it over a situation, or like, what's the situation?
That whole thing was like, it came down to me listening to him to respond versus me listening to what he was saying. Because if I was listening to what he was saying,
You were just ready to retaliate, basically.
yeah, because I felt like he was trying to tell me what I did, and I'm like, how are you going to tell me what I did when I know what I did this morning? And he kind of took a cheap shot in the car, and I was like, well, no, because I didn't smoke today, so I'm not high. Don't try to throw that in my face.
Okay.
But we talked it out. Like, the whole day was terrible. Like, I didn't talk to him for most of the day. Like, he came to my job and said hi and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, hi, and continued to do my job. But then, of course, when we got home, he was like, hey, we need to talk about this. I don't like how we are right now. Like, the vibe was really bad. But long story short, communicate. That's it.
So how would you guys are being in relationships. Obviously, you guys, everyone's came across your arguments. You just explained one right now. Is it okay during your argument to withhold sex from your man?
Okay, I got you.
You go first. I'll go second.
So, I mean, here's the thing. So, sex is something, and intimacy in itself is something that really binds a relationship together, for sure. Like, obviously, when you first meet your partner, there's going to be that sexual attraction. And at the end of the day, like, we're all human. Like, it's one of those things where, like, we're still going to want intimacy, even if times aren't going well. So, I mean, I know for a fact, I have had arguments where, like, maybe that night he'll sleep on the sofa, and then, like, in the morning, it's like I'll turn over a new leaf. I'll be like, whatever you did yesterday, let's forget about it, you know? And then tonight, we'll see what happens. Okay. But it's one of those things where, like, I don't think it's 100% right. I know I've been in arguments before where, like, you know, sometimes I just want to be hugged. I want somebody to hold me and tell me everything's going to be okay.
What about the arguments where you think it's worse than what he did? So you guys both arguing, you guys separate, leave the room, and he's just like, man, ain't that bad. I'm going to come give her a hug, cuddle her, and see if I can get something going, but you're still mad.
Okay, now, my friend, I am a woman, so, you know, it's one of those things where, like, very similar to a cat. It's like, yeah, I want to be touched. Well, because think about it this way. You have a cat, you know, right? It loves pets, whatever, but sometimes you want to pet it, and it doesn't want to be pet. It'll slap you across the face. Fine, whatever. You know, go ahead. But in this situation, if my boyfriend were to, like, approach me when I'm in an opposite room, I've had enough space. Honestly, it just depends on how bad the argument was. You know? Okay. So, like, I've had arguments with him before about, like, you know, the way his mother has treated me. So if you come into that back room expecting to get some after your mom just rolled her eyes at me 25 times, like, I am sorry, but that shit's not happening. So.
Okay. And for you?
So I have a little story to go with that.
Okay.
This was a past relationship. I can't even remember how long we were together for because I stopped keeping count because I stopped caring about the relationship. But when we would argue, it would get really bad. Like he would punch walls, break my things, etc. And
Temper.
it was really bad. We were arguing, and I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm never sucking your dick again. I'm never having sex with you again. And I don't know if like sex was like just that meaningful for him or what, but he was just like, this look on his face was just like
You broke his world?
Something.
Wait, I'm sorry.
What
let's calm down. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. And I was just like, no. Like, I'm not having sex with you. No. And, like, that was the problem. Intimacy isn't just sex. It's more than that. It's cuddling. It's holding your hand.
But has there been a lot of times that you said all that and you still sucked his dick?
No.
Stop the cap.
No, for real. Like, no. You need to make it right first, and I'll go crazy later. Like, you can apologize and make it right first, and then we'll go crazy later. Moral of the story, just make it right first.
So do you feel like it was right for you to withhold?
Yeah, because he was being a dick.
Okay. You want to throw one in here?
Oh, I'm just laughing. I'm still shocked that this is like you guys are totally different from what we're used to.
No.
Trust me, I saw your videos.
Huh?
I get it.
Yeah,
I saw your videos.
She said I saw your
it's totally different.
Yeah. All right. We'll go back to the dating thing real quick. Women make a lot of excuses about if they really want to, they'll make time. It's like a cliche thing. Everybody says they really want to, they'll make time. What type of quality of man would you cancel your plans for to make time?
Grade A.
What is grade A? Describe him.
Someone that is genuine, that...
But how do you know? This is he just got your number, a couple text messages.
Okay.
Like, and if he's grade A quality, he wants to meet Friday, you work. Like, how are you canceling plans for this grade A guy? Like, how good does he have to be for you to miss work?
He has to be consistent from whenever we got in the number initially, talked or whatever. Be consistent. Show that you care genuinely. None of this fake bullshit that people be doing. No fakeness. Just be real. And I'll cancel whatever.
Okay. What about for you?
So I like money. I like work. I like working because I like money. I don't know. Like, when I first met my man, and the thing is, we have both been through a lot of toxic relationships. So when I first met my man, like, I knew he was completely different. So, like, in that beginning of the week, in the beginning of the honeymoon phase, or, like, puppy dog love, whatever, I was canceling shifts to go hang out with him. I was making sure that, my shifts were covered. I had somebody else coming in. And he and I would go take day trips to, like,
that
Laguna
speaks high
Beach.
Value, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
if I see a girl investing like that, I'm like, man, she like really
take it a lot more serious.
Okay.
he took it serious too. I mean, that's what made it. The fact that he was able to meet me there, and then, there were no lies. There was nothing like that. No fakeness. Like, he told me everything that I was getting involved with, and I told him all my demons. So
he knows a lot about your past?
Oh, way too much. No.
You voluntarily told, or did he ask a little bit?
I voluntarily told. I told him at the beginning of our relationship, because I told him I've never had a time to heal from everything that's been done to me in the past. So if you're going to get into a relationship with me, it's only fair if I tell you. Okay. Like, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to help myself.
So he knows about the story that you were going to tell us about.
Which one?
About your one night stand.
What?
She looks like she doesn't want to tell.
What? One night stand?
Have you ever had a one night stand?
I mean, of course. Like, we're all females here, and we all fuck up at times.
I've never had a one night stand. don't speak for all of us.
I'm so proud of you.
My husband thought I was lying because we were playing a game. And they're like, oh, if you had a one-night stand, take a shot. And I was the only one that didn't take a shot. He's like, you're lying. I'm like, no, I really have never had a one-night stand.
He wanted to feel better about himself. That's what it was.
He's like, shit.
Yeah, no, I have. Like, it's been one of those things where, like, in the past, you know, when I initially went from fat to skinny, I was on a power trip. Like, I kid you not.
I'm pretty sure it feels it feels different.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
different.
Like, you have people who actually notice you for once, and this is when I'm talking about when I was, like, 17, 18.
Oh.
So it's way back then.
Yeah, we were all hot in the pants at that age.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. Anyways, like, it was one of those things where, I kid you not, like, I was hooking up with, like, people that normally wouldn't even bat an eye. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was partially doing it so I could do it and then walk away and be like, I did it. You know? Not that good, but I did it. And I mean, they're not that good. But, you know, it was one of those things where I was young at the time, and so I thought that was normal. So...
Have you ever had an instance that you could share that you didn't think that it was going to be a one-night stand, and it actually did? Like, you thought it was going to be a continuous thing.
Oh, like an actual relationship?
Or just
continuing dating.
Yeah.
Something. Well, I kid you not, there was this one guy. I kid you not, had a huge crush on him. He was so attractive, everything. And so one night we met up and everything. I knew what it was. He knew what it was.
Okay.
And he said something to me, and he, like, touched my face and everything, and he looks at me in the moonlight, and he goes, like, you're so fucking gorgeous. And I thought to myself, oh, that's interesting. People don't normally say that during this shit.
Wow.
Okay.
But, yeah, no, I thought that we would eventually, like, continue communicating, something like that. He blocks me on everything after that.
After the first night?
Because guess what?
Uh-oh.
I find out from a Finsta account that he's been in a relationship for about 3 years. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And I left it there. I told myself I'm not going to fuck up his shit.
Okay.
You know, I'm just going to leave
You want
it.
to, though?
Oh, of course.
She's like,
But,
Hey, you just held ground. It didn't start no drama, I guess.
yeah. But, I mean, at the same time, it was one of those things where, like, you know what? He did what he did. I'm sure he knows it's a mistake. And to this day, they're still dating. So he has to live with that.
Okay. Interesting.
So.
that's crazy.
I know you haven't had a one-night stand, but can you share a hot girl summer story?
Don't make me look back. Come on.
She's like, come on.
I really can't think of one other than, oh my God. So it's not really a hot girl summer story, more or less like I was just a shitty person story. So
Elaborate.
all right, so I was with this guy for like 10 years, and we were high school sweethearts and everything like that, and I let someone get in my ear and let them convince me that he was cheating on me. I didn't ask him about it. I just started doing my own thing.
Male or female that got in your ear?
Yeah.
It was a guy.
Did you end up cheating with a guy?
Oh yeah,
That was
it was really bad. It was so bad, and
Was it his friend?
Yeah.
a little bit, kind of,
Okay.
in a way, but not really, because they were like
So,
newly friends.
okay.
Like,
so they just met each other.
yeah, and
So throughout the whole thing, so he was cheating or he wasn't cheating?
no, he wasn't cheating.
He wasn't cheating.
He
How'd you find
wasn't
out?
cheating because, like, we had sat down and had, like, this whole conversation. He showed me his phone and everything. Like, it was just terrible. Like, I left my 10-year relationship literally for the help. It was so bad.
So you actually left him and got to get with the other guy?
It was so bad.
And the other guy was telling you, come with me, leave him?
So that guy's
He's cheating
interested.
on
That guy's
you.
playing work.
He's cheating on you. I saw this and that, you know, this and that. And the thing was, the way he said it was so convincing. He was dropping names, dropping days, because I would go to work and give the guy I was with my car to, like, work or hustle, whatever he was doing. So he would drop names of females, dates, times, and I'm like,
Dang,
it was
that?
adding up to me, and he, you know, caught me at a weak moment, mentally
crazy.
weak. It was really bad, and to this day, like,
So, question to the point to where obviously he was convincing you to come over and you were getting ready to shift over and change. Did you feel bad for the old guy or the new guy? Like, because obviously you're cheating, so it's like you're being with both of them. So it's like,
I was so torn at that time because I had such an attachment to the guy I was with at that time. But then at the same time, I felt myself getting attached to the other guy. So I was literally trying to figure out, like, what I should do because this guy was saying this. This guy knows me. We have history, this and that. Like, I was just so confused and so lost. It was really bad.
did you feel bad when you were sleeping with the original guy? Or you didn't feel bad? Like, obviously, he's your boyfriend, he's your man. Like, did you
didn't feel bad when me and the boyfriend were hooking up, and I wouldn't feel bad when I was hooking up with the other guy. But then when it got to the point where the boyfriend was confronting me and like, I know what you're doing, this and that, people telling me you're up here, this and that, like, I started to feel bad.
Okay. So before you got caught, it wasn't nothing.
Yeah, before I got caught, it was just me doing my thing.
Okay.
It's terrible. I used to be a really, really bad person.
Hey, it's all past. Yeah. So, for women, what would you recommend? Best option. Obviously, you guys end goal. Well, she's married. You hopefully on your way there.
She better be okay.
Okay.
What happens?
What would you recommend for women? Like we got 20% of our subscribers they're women. The best option would be go for the best guy that you can get. Might be real good financial, like real good looking. Like he can obviously attract a lot of girls. He has a lot of options. Or to save yourself the headache of not getting cheated on, just go for the minimum guy.
The average guy.
Average guy. What would you recommend for women?
Oh, God, that's a tough one.
What makes you think that we would be cheated on in the first scenario?
If a guy has a lot of options, it's just a higher chance. Yeah. You might get
That's
away.
True. If Jay-Z can cheat, anybody can cheat.
Yeah.
In that situation, I've had both given to me before. I've had both like presented to me on a platter. And as somebody who is pansexual, you know, I've always gone with the person that I love their personality. It doesn't matter about like money, anything like that. Like, you know, you can get that eventually. We can grow together. But I've always gone with a choice that, you know, isn't the most orthodox or what my dad approves. So, you know, yeah.
I would go, so side note story.
Uh-oh.
I would always try to go for the guys that looked the best and all the girls wanted them, not realizing 80% of the time they're the worst ones to go for. And make this very clear. A man will never cheat on you. A man will always do right by you. A boy or a regular guy, that's a whole other story.
So what's the difference between a man and a boy?
A boy, they play games, they lie, they cheat, they do everything all these trifling ass guys do. A man is going to step up to the plate, they're going to marry you, they're going to do what needs to be done. They're going to, if they see that you're a higher value of a woman than what they are, they will step up, get themselves right, and come as the man that they need to be for you.
But do you think they would even get you if they weren't even of value?
They could if they listen though, if you show potential that you're trying to do better, you want to do better, you want to grow, you're showing sustenance that you want to do better and everything like that, yeah. But if you're bullshitting around, doing all the crap, being fake, lying, playing, dating around, and not being honest, then hell no.
But don't you think most men have to lie to women just to get them?
No, they don't.
No.
That's the problem. If people were just honest and upfront, nobody would deal with anything they
So
would
real quick,
deal with.
the fact that you guys say that, can you guys explain why there's so many men dropping so much money on OnlyFans for the women that they can't get?
For the women that they can't get. You said it yourself. They can't get any.
But
So
they can't get them because maybe they're not lying. They're not taking that option.
then it's on them to go ahead and improve themselves. You know, here's the thing. There's a lot of men out there who will say, like, women don't like me. What is wrong with me? You know, I am such an egocentric narcissist with, like, all these personality flaws, but why won't this woman suck my dick?
Right.
You know? And so it's one of those things where, like, you have to bring yourself back and be humble and remember, like, you can go ahead and improve anything. You're not strong enough? Work out. You know, you're not okay enough in the head? Get some mental help. You know, it's one of those things where, like, it's their mindset of these women don't like me. No, you just need to look at yourself in the mirror and figure out what you can do to get the women to like you.
Like they're holding their own self
Exactly.
back.
I mean, it's a sad thing because, like, I have been friends with a lot of people. Given my weight, like, I've always been in different friend groups. I've always been accepted into, like, cheerleaders and outcasts because, you know, look at me. But, I mean, one thing is that I've always noticed a lot of outcasts will say, like, women aren't attracted to me. Like, I deserve a woman.
Do you think that that's the type of women that they're chasing? That, like I said, they're shooting their shot out of the league.
They might be. Because they might have, like, a false perception of who they are.
I'd say like majority of the time, like on my podcast that I usually like do and make videos of, that a lot of guys that they said they're complaining about women not liking them, but they might be reaching for the wrong type of woman. And
That could be it, too.
they're not to par to reach the woman that they want. So that's why that's good. That actually, I mean, it's coming from a woman that you have to self improve. Like
I was raised by, like, you know, a father, so
That's
it's
good.
one of those things where, like,
good.
I've watched him go through it.
Yeah.
So,
So you would say average guy.
her guy.
That's what you That's what you recommend.
Yeah. I would take the average guy over a guy with money.
Okay.
And I've dated guys that weren't, like, that good looking because they have sustenance behind them. They treated me like a princess. They actually taught me something. They stimulated my mind. Anyone can stimulate your body if you really think about it. Stimulate someone's mind, and then maybe you'll open some doors.
Okay. So last question would be, can you describe obviously from a woman's side, what is the difference between the guy that she allows to skip the date for sex on the first night versus the guy that's she's working hard. I mean, she makes him work hard, 3 or 4 dates, a month goes by, and then she finally has sex with him. What's the difference?
Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I will say, very similar to men. You know, when you're given a test car, you want to drive it. So it's one of those things where, like, if I do find out that the guy is, like, willing to skip, what was it again?
Yeah, so the woman is willing to just meet up with him, go straight to his house, have sex with him the first night, and they carry on from there. Versus the guy, he's nice, he's cool, but I'm gonna have him take me on a couple of dates and then I'll sleep with him. What are the differences between those men?
Lust and love. I will say that. You know, it's one of those things where, like, if you see a guy and you're just like, you know, I need to get a piece of that. What is that? That's more like lust. You know, and if you start a relationship based on lust, you're eventually going to get your heart broken. I've played that game multiple times.
So you're saying that one guy's just more attractive than the other guy?
Well, with the other guy, I will say, if I'm asking him to take me out on dates and stuff like that, in my head, what I'm waiting for is, like, you know, I want to see how much of a gentleman he truly is.
But the other guy didn't have to show you to be a gentleman.
Other guy was just, you know.
Hotter, right?
Yeah.
Just hotter.
Okay. Fair enough, I guess.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
But, I mean, you know, life is life. Things will happen. It'll play out as it will.
It's just a question I get asked all the time. Like, man, like, this guy had to work his ass off. He took it to the movies and then, like,
Had to go on date after date after date.
And then I didn't get
this guy, he just picked her up and took her to the house.
Maybe they were like a meal ticket. Who knows? You know?
Meal ticket, I like that.
You know what I mean? Let's be real here. Let's say it as it is. Like, there are some women out there who will, you know, take men out and make them spend a pretty penny. So.
Have you ever done that?
Well, I mean, I lived alone at one point.
Oh, okay.
So, and honestly, at that point, like, I was struggling so much.
So you entertain it, like, fuck it, I'm not gonna sleep with this guy, but hey, you can take me on a date.
I mean, eventually, like, I wouldn't just do it to anybody. It was one of those things where, like, at the time, if I connected with somebody and stuff like that, you know, we were going together. I was still paying for a portion or as much as I could offer. And, you know, half the time they actually became, like, a relationship later on. Okay. So, yeah.
And what was the question again? I'm sorry.
So, one guy doesn't have to take you out on a date, straight to his house. You guys sleep with each other. The other guy has a few dates, has to work for it, but you still sleep with him. What are the difference between those guys?
Comfort level. If a woman is comfortable enough with you, she'll sleep with you.
Okay, I can see that. So the comfort lets your guard down.
Yeah. You have to give women the ability to have a safe space with you.
Okay.
Non-judgmental. Let your hair down. Just be you.
Okay. And what do you guys think about the stereotype that they say most women within 30 minutes, they say 15 to 30 minutes, can see a guy, meet a guy, talk to him a little bit, and they know that she knows she would sleep with that guy?
I think it's a little bit true because I've experienced it. I'm like, yeah, I like the vibe. We got, you know, you get really close really fast if you want to. If the vibe is there, you're connecting, exchanging stories, life. And if you're that comfortable, yeah, it's going down. Let's go.
What about you? Agree?
I agree 100%. When I first met my guy, like, I was working with a bunch of, like, I was in Palm Springs, so all the other gay guys too were also attracted to him. And I said, guys, no, that's my man. Like, back off. And I knew within, like, the first conversation. Like, I literally knew.
You already knew.
So,
Okay. So quick question, since women are more about vibes, why do they give out their Instagram and their social media if it's about vibes? Because it's about vibes, you want to just, you vibe out the person, speaking to them, hearing their general demeanor and everything. So why give out your social media?
Social media first versus a number or just social media?
Yeah, social media.
Maybe it's to let themselves feel safe before they kind of put themselves out there or open up themselves to a person. Like, nowadays, if I was single, I would definitely give my Instagram before I give you my number.
But if you're giving your Instagram, you're giving out your personal pictures and you're letting them into your lifestyle and how you're living. So
That's okay.
if
That's okay?
stalkers can already message me through Instagram, I do not care. Like, it is one of those things where she's even seen, like, one of my DMs that's just awkward and terrifying. And so it's one of those things where, like, at the same time, I want them to get a read on me. Like, I had some guy who literally said that I was too free-spirited. Okay, go check out my Instagram. Figure out if this is what you want to be a friend with or have a relationship with.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
That's different.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are different.
Yeah.
Handled all the questions real well.
Is it in a good way? Or?
Yes.
Nah, it's good. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's
Very
crazy.
good. Do you guys have any questions?
Mostly
for us?
on like money and random shit and
I was about to say, like, what
top
kind
tier
of women?
guys, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not level headed women, you know what I mean?
Oh, so we're
Oh,
level-headed?
level-headed women. Yes, we love that.